Welcome to a Minecraft playthrough where I see how many days in a row I can play the game. So consider leaving a like on the video, and let's see what we get up to today. Well, I am happy to say that the streak is going to continue. As you may notice, we also have gotten around to finishing up the trees on the sides that we've been talking about doing over the past week or so, in terms of this streak series of making videos every single day. And I'm happy that we've been able to do it so far for a week. I'm one of those people that I like actually being busier sometimes, because when I'm busier, then it kind of focuses or forces me to focus more on getting things done. But I also happen to be on vacation this week, so sometimes when you're doing less, like you're kind of just hanging out and lounging about, it makes you less productive. And I've definitely been less productive over this past week, which kind of segues me into the theme for what I wanted to discuss today. And that is kind of the idea behind fast food and going out to eat. Now, we are officially on day 13,966, which is a cool feeling, but I just ended up having a lunch that I ended up making at home and toasting up, but I had really been wanting to have something different. Yesterday, I ended up going out for lunch and spent about $20 at an all-you-can-eat buffet. And I enjoyed the experience, and I totally overindulged, but I then, today, really wanted to get some fried chicken. I haven't had fried chicken in such a long period of time, and so I spent like an hour, almost like an hour and a half, debating on whether or not I wanted to have just like KFC's fried chicken, or if I wanted to have Popeyes. Or even if I wanted to just like have Burger King. And if you were to know me as a person, you would know that I'm the type of person that never really ever has fast food. But I think that I've just been in a more kind of lazy, kind of laid back sort of, sort of vibe is what we have had going on recently. And I think that while we work and kind of hang out and talk and that sort of thing, we are going to try to figure out a bit more of a pathway so that we can make this into an archer's range, as we've been discussing. But it's crazy the fact that now that I've had fast food on my mind, the amount of time that I spent today just thinking about what I wanted and sifting through the options and all of these different things. And, I was literally going to spend gas money where gas is so expensive nowadays to go and drive just to have a fried chicken, which is not going to really fill me up, and it's not going to help me nutritionally speaking whatsoever. But nowadays, and I think that the factor that made it so that I didn't actually go and get some fried chicken, which I do still in the back of my mind want to, psychologically speaking, which I think is very interesting by itself. But nowadays, fast food is just so expensive that it's like, why would I even do that? There was almost, back when fast food was actually, kind of more conceived and was on the run up, on the come up, fast food wasn't as prevalent for the average, at least American family to eat. And so people, you just wouldn't see it eaten as much from other people. And that totally makes sense in my personal opinion. Then as things continued and fast food was brought more into the American diet, into the, the productivity hackers sort of diet, there's a lot of people that nowadays, of course, are, eating Chipotle because they're busy people and there's a whole different topic to be discussed about the rise of slop bowls by themselves. But even those, quote unquote healthier or supposedly healthier versions of fast food, quote unquote, are so expensive nowadays that I think that is the only reason that I didn't end up actually going to have some fried chicken as it starts to rain around here. I think the thing that really held me back at the end of the day, in an interesting sort of way, was the price tag behind it. It's like, why am I really going to go out of my way to do this? To eat something that I know is not as good for me, where I could spend an equal amount of money and get more food that would last me for a longer period of time and would be healthier and better on my budget. And I'm going out of my way, and it's like, even just like the fast food used to be fast and cheap, and it's really not that fast anymore, and it's definitely not cheap. Especially if I wanted to just have it be indulgent in that sort of thing. And I am a member of the Lotus SMP, of course. And so one of the members, Mild Maddie, and Maddie ends up living in Poland, and she's always wishing that she could try everything in the American diet. And I understand that, if I was from Europe and I really didn't have any access to all of the sort of fast food items that we have here in the States, then I totally would also be curious as to what it's like to eat American fast food, and even just to see what American junk food looks like. And don't get me wrong, I think it can be pretty insane. I'm used to it because I'm from the United States, but the amount of just things, the amount of chemicals and just additives, things on the nutritional label, the pursuit of big companies trying to scientifically engineer their products so that they're the most dopaminogenic and most exciting for people. Like no one really does it in the same sort of way that Americans do it. And I'm glad to have the food knowledge and discipline that I have for the most part when it comes down to eating food that I know is, is fresher than fast food, of course. But again, this whole conversation starts off with the fact that I was thinking about getting some fried chicken today. And again, that is so different for me when it comes down to it. But I understand how people can get so roped into it. And the weird thing is that although I know that I'm full after the sandwich that I ate, I know that my body is still my body still wants it. There is still some sort of relative craving for it. And I don't like that feeling. Knowing that I just I want to eat more. And it's not because my body needs it in any sort of physical sense. It is just because my brain it knows how rewarding feeling it is to taste and to eat those hyper dopaminogenic and hyper palatable satisfying foods. So gotta be careful. Gotta be on the lookout. And man, if you do get into that sort of flow of wanting that fast food, and I think you get used to it, then even the real food is not as satisfying. It just seems so boring. And it's easier for you just to get more and more fast food. And a lot of people I do know spend a whole ton of their money every single year. Even people that I know very close on just a whole ton of fast food. And so as the industry is going down little bit by little bit, I mean, it is still a huge giant when it comes down to it. And even like healthier fast food restaurant or other food styles, everything seems so impossible right now to be able to afford anything. Which is something that I feel very many times. And so if the KFC or if the Popeyes was cheaper today, then I would have just, of course, gone and pulled the trigger, and I would have enjoyed it, I'm sure. But even, just fast food is too expensive for someone, who's on vacation to even justify as a vacation expense. I think that is when you know that things have started to get out of hand. And so anyway, I don't know how to make the target blocks, but I did want to come and just try to make the foundations of a couple of the targets that we could have right here, so we can place down a couple more fences just like this. If we can make it work. There we go. We can chop this down as well and take a step back. Okay, that's not too bad. I think actually I might want to come up one more block on this further back post. Just because it could be nice. And so we can head back down around here. And I do think that we can head to sleep for the night. Bada boom. Okay, it is day 13,967. Let me think. I feel like it could actually be nice to have one more post up here like this. Let's see, take a step back like that. Kind of like that, and maybe actually one more. I kind of like having maybe one that is 4 blocks tall around here. Okay, yeah, that's not too bad. You can kind of start to see the idea that we're going with here. So for the time being, why don't we head back into our starter cottage, and I do want to see if I can figure out how to make those target blocks. I feel like it can't be too difficult, but we will have to find out. And we are still waiting for a name for our Appa Happy Guest, so if you do have one, definitely consider leaving it down in the comments below. You can place away a couple of the things that we don't need. It does feel good to have the trees, for the most part, done with their first iteration, so we will have to take a look at that too. Oh man, but our inventory is getting pretty disorganized. Let's see. Also, I do want to, at some point in time, take out this book and quill and start to answer some of your questions about Minecraft or about me or about anything if you have any. So let's place away the dirt that we don't need for the time being. Okay, that's a much better feeling. I can think a little bit more. You can see we even have more tree building related things right here. But over here, we should have, yes, we have a redstone dust. So I have, again, I really have no idea how to do this. I feel like it's called a target block, yeah. I just need a hay bale. Oh, it's not hard at all. I thought that was going to be way more resource intensive than that. So we get to do something after all of these years of playing Minecraft that I still have never really done. I don't know. Is there any way to like light up like a redstone lamp or something like that? I feel like that could be kind of fun to get some more redstone out. And I feel like to do that, we would need some sticks. Let's see. I just need glowstone. I feel like I definitely don't have any more glowstone. I have 3. I don't think that's enough, though. We're so close. Let's try to see if we can at least make this first iteration of our firing range or archery range. And while we're here, maybe grab some of the materials that we would need to have some more arrows too. So we have our flints right there. Not really any feathers that I see, at least right now. Which is okay. Okay, feathers are really going to be the big thing that we need. Oh, we have 64 arrows. We're good. Okay, so why don't we head on back to the archery range, which I feel like we could use a fun sort of quaint sort of name with it too. So we'll have to come up with one as well. But I will admit, again, this area really is starting to come together, and it's just about time for me to kind of finish up shop with the episode 1, the main sort of let's play video. Speaking of, actually, why don't we start our flashback mod cinematic once again. So at least we can see these targets being placed in here. Oh, man, I'm so short too. I will have to pop back up here. But anyway, yeah, I mean, pretty much with all these trees in this area is looking just about complete. I feel like this target, it has to be missing something. Just feels like it is. And we did miss. So why don't we head back over here? We can grab it. Hopefully, yes, it does stay intact. And we can try to bounce up a couple times right here. Man, it's so fun kind of just coming up with this idea with you guys and then just putting it into life. I know it's not the most perfect thing. Look at that. Okay. That's not too shabby. We do. We have our bow in here. So why don't we take it out? And who knows, I never have been the best shot in Minecraft, but at least we can hit the target. I feel like it needs like a light or something. Looks like I don't have like the best shots, but now we officially have a place where we can practice our aim over here. So I like that. Okay, that's kind of fun. I do also think that it could be kind of fun to, let's see, we might not have time. Okay, make a sign. because I only have about 10 seconds left. So we can place it down. We can say archery range. And if you guys have any ideas for a better name for this brand new miniature area that we have right here, please do consider leaving a name amongst so many other sort of ideas and comments and suggestions. And once again, this is your boy Slip, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.